awesome, how to find the best monitor for your home office or creative purposes. As you can see here, I have some monitors left and right to me, and having a little bit of a closer look, I'm going to do a monitor review / comparison for you guys, looking a little bit more in depth at 27-inch monitors for home office use. Of course, I've tested a lot more, but the problem is there are tons of monitors on the market. How can you find the best one? Let me show you in this video. I'm going to give you some useful tips and tricks. Awesome guys, like promised, I have all three example monitors on my desk, and I will use them for you now to illustrate the cases, what you really should consider when comparing and selecting a monitor. And of course, you can also use them for Windows, no problem. But because the Mac has a nicer background image with these rich colors, I'm going to use this for illustration purposes. And why don't we start with the first one, the Dell monitor. And as you can see here, the Dell also has a very nice color. Guys, this is the first for me reviewing a Dell monitor. And while the colors are very nice, I mean, keep in mind, this monitor has an IPS panel, and I'm always proposing for you to get an IPS panel. I think they have overall nicer colors. This particular model has a WQHD resolution. However, while the colors of the Dell are very nice, I find that other monitors that I have tested have if you work on them long term, a little bit nicer feel from the backlight. At least that's my opinion. And moving on to the next monitor, the ASO. I like these ASOs very much. Maybe the color is not as good as, for example, the LGs. However, I feel they have a very pleasant backlight. The ASO is particularly nice, for example, because of the panel, like I told you a second ago, but also the navigation of the menu settings. If you ever have to adjust brightness manually or other settings, I think, as you can see here with the ASO, that's very, very convenient. As well, this ASO has the very nice carrying handle. If you ever have to transport it, the ASO is probably the easiest because of the carrying handle. And quickly moving on to the LG, which is a 4K IPS panel, probably the best of the bunch in terms of color richness, and also I think in terms of price value. Really check out the LG Ergo range. And what I also really like about this particular LG model is the very nice cable routing on the back. That makes it very easy to keep your desk clutter-free and everything really nicely arranged. So maybe the LG is a good choice if you want to use that with a MacBook, with your notebook, with Windows, because obviously it also has the USB-C connection and you can adjust this very nicely on your desk. Probably one of the best flexible monitor arms. Guys, if you're doing a monitor comparison and you want to find the best one, two brands I would recommend you to look at is first LG, and if it's available in your country, the ASO brand from Japan. Those are two brands that I think most of the time the monitors there are pretty good, actually very good in my opinion. And keep all these considerations in mind. I think really you should make a list to find the best monitor. And write down the criteria that you need. Like, do you want a 24-inch? I would recommend you a 27-inch. It's a little bit nicer, it gives you some extra space. And 32-inch if you really need even more space. Or maybe you go for an ultra-wide. Guys, I have reviewed ultra-wides as well. Maybe you need to do accounting work or something. Work with multiple documents at a time. Ultra-wides are very good for that. And always keep in mind, the bigger the monitor, the more you should have resolutions. For example, for the 24 inches, Full HD is okay. For a 27-inch, Full HD, in my opinion, is not sufficient. You should have WQHD or 4K. And if you're stepping it up to 32-inch monitors in a 16:9 aspect ratio, definitely 4K is a must. So also consider things that you might not think about, like the monitor arm. If you buy a very cheap monitor or monitors that are more affordable, the monitor arm might not be height adjustable. Then also, the more you pay, in generally, you get a better panel quality, you get more inputs, and the monitor arm tends to be nicer. So sometimes paying a bit more, paying a little bit of a premium can really give you a variety of benefits. And I would definitely recommend you even if you don't need it right now, to get a monitor that has a USB-C type of input, so that if, for example, you want to use the monitor at some point with your notebook as a docking station, that's the USB-C is going to help you with that. So guys, let me know what questions you have about monitor comparisons, and if you are able to find the best ones by making this list of criteria. I think that's very, very handy, because there are so many monitors out there. If you know the basic data that you have to compare, that comes in really handy. That's how I'm picking the monitors, also when I'm reviewing them for you guys. So I see you as a subscriber in the next video. Have fun. Bye.